life, sweet life. Sweet life, sweet life.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Cece from Sweet Life of Cece. So today we are going to be making more of the Rice Krispie treats in the Cakesicle molds. Seemed like you guys really liked the first video that I did showing you basically step by step of how I make these, and we decorated those pretty simple. So today we're gonna make them again, but we're gonna step up the decorating a little bit more. The first video I did was kind of for beginners. So this one we're gonna kind of go to like intermediate decorating. I'm gonna show you like 3 different methods of how to mix the chocolate colors and get different effects with the different colors. And then we're gonna actually use some fondant molds today to add on top instead of just the drizzle and the sprinkles that we did last time. But if you do want to see my first video, I will link that one below and you can see how I made those. So stay tuned. Okay, so what you're gonna need today, you're gonna need your Cakesicle mold. Again, I got these on Amazon and they came, it was 2 of these, so it came 6, and it actually came with the sticks. But I already had sticks as well, so I got these sticks from Walmart, I believe, just craft sticks. You're gonna need whatever molds that you wanna use. You're gonna need sprinkles if you want sprinkles, your Rice Krispies, a spoon and a bowl, cake scraper if you have one. If not, you can just use a butter knife, and then whatever chocolate. We're gonna use white chocolate and blue chocolate because these are going to be a baby shower theme. So let's get started. Okay, so this time, well, last time we used these Rice Krispies as well, but these are a little bit smaller than the ones that we were using last time. These would be considered like the mini ones. So this is the size that we're gonna use this time. So you're gonna open your Rice Krispies. And then because these are smaller, last time we actually had to cut them down a lot, but this time I don't even think we have to cut them down because they fit perfectly. So what we're gonna do is just kind of smush them to fit. And so this size actually works perfect because you don't have to cut them down like we had to do the bigger ones. And so we're just gonna make these a little bit more flat and to fit. See, when I put it in there, it has that much space, but if you just push it down, and if you want to know, these are the 0.78 ounce. So these would be the perfect size for these, whereas the ones that I used last time were a little bit bigger, so we had to cut them down. So this is the size you want to get, and you won't have to cut them down like we did last time. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so our next step is going to be to melt our chocolate. And so last time I showed you one color, we just did them plain red. So this time we're gonna do them blue and white. So I'm gonna show you how to do another just plain basic color one, and then I'm gonna show you how to marble them, and then I'm gonna show you how to do like kind of like a block color effect. So we're gonna do 3 different ones. One's gonna be just plain blue, and then the middle one we're gonna do marble, one marble, and then we're gonna do one in like a block color. So I can show you different effects that you can do with different color chocolates. So now we're gonna melt the blue and the white chocolate. Right. Okay, so these are our blue and our white, and I always melt my chocolate down with some type of oil to give me a thinner consistency. So we're going to use coconut oil. This is 100% coconut oil. And so I'm gonna drop about a teaspoon in each one. If I need more, I'll add more later, but that's what we're gonna start off with. And so I melt my chocolate in the microwave, and I melt it in increments of like 8 seconds. So I put it in regular. If your microwave has a temperature where you can take it down to like a lower temperature, you would want to take it down to the lower temperature, but mine doesn't. So that's why I do 8-second increments. So I'll put it in there I'll put it on like 30 or 40 seconds, but I let it go 8 seconds, and then I stop it, and then I stir it, and then I let it go another 8 seconds, I stop it, and I stir it. And I don't let it melt all the way, because if you let it go too far, you'll actually burn it. So I let it go until it's almost all the way smooth with a few clumps, and then I mix it the rest of the way. So I'll show you once it gets to that point, and then how I mix it to smooth. So we're just gonna melt these down now. Okay, so this is what I mean. I let it get to where it's melted, but there's still clumps, and then I just stir it the rest of the way. Make sure I incorporate it really good with the coconut oil, and I just keep stirring it till it's smooth. Make sure you're scraping the edges, and just keep stirring it until you get it perfectly smooth. See? There you go. Perfectly smooth. And it took about 45 seconds, but like I said, I broke it down into 8-second increments. So, perfect consistency. Same thing with the blue. You see that it still has some clumps in it. So I'm just gonna stir it to get it completely smooth. Just scraping the sides as I go. And this one took a little bit longer. It took about almost a minute, but in increments of 8 seconds. Try not to let it go over 10 seconds at a time, because your chocolate will burn and you won't be able to use it. So you don't want to burn it. So just be patient with it. Okay? So now we have perfect blue chocolate, and we're ready to move on. Okay. So, like I said, the first one is just going to be completely one bold color. So we're going to do the first one. We'll do it blue. And what you want to do, I put about 2 teaspoons in there. And you just want to swirl it around so you completely cover the sides. Like so. And we're gonna let that sit for a little bit, because we're gonna do something different with these two. So with these two, we're gonna move on to this one. And we're gonna do a block. We're gonna do the top half of this white and then the bottom half of this blue. So on the bottom, about halfway in, we're gonna put the chocolate, and we're just gonna use our spoon to push it up the sides. We're not gonna swirl it around, because we don't want it to cover up. We don't want it to go into the top section. See, we're gonna leave the top section open. Okay, so we're gonna let these two set because we don't want to mess these up. If we were doing them all bold, like one solid color, we could fill them all up and we could swirl them all at the same time. But because we're doing different designs, then I'm gonna let these set up first before we come back and do the white. Actually, because this is marble, we can do the blue part. So what we'll do is we'll just pick sections that we want to be blue. And there's no real rhyme or reason to this. Just kind of pick which sections that you want to be blue. And then you leave the sections that you want to be white. Like so. So now that we've done that, and we've got it, if you want the section to be blue, make sure you go all the way up the side. So now that we got all our blue, we're gonna put this in the refrigerator for about maybe 5 minutes to let them set up. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do another layer of the blue, and then we're gonna add in the white. Okay, so these have set up in the refrigerator now. Just gonna stir my chocolate because it's been sitting here. And so now we're gonna go in with the white. And since we did the bottom of this, now we're gonna fill in the top. And we're only going to do half of it. And we're gonna go all the way up the sides. Okay, so we went all the way up the sides. So we're gonna have like a half white, half blue. And then for the marble one, we're gonna fill in between the blue. And same thing, we're gonna go all the way up the sides. Okay, so you can see we got the full, we got the marble, and then we got the half and half. Just going in and making sure it's completely covered. Okay, so while we're waiting on those to set up, one step I forgot to do is that we're gonna put the holes in the Rice Krispies. And the reason why we do this before we put them in there is because we don't want to squeeze or push the mold when we're sticking the stick in there. We want the stick to just slide in easily. So we're gonna use the stick and then kind of wiggle it around so we could put a hole in each one. So when we go to stick the stick in there, when it's in the mold, we don't have to worry about it messing up our chocolate. See, just put the hole in there. And now you have your holes. We're gonna put these back into the fridge to set up, and then we'll be ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so while we're waiting on those to set up, we're gonna get started on the designs to go on top of them. So like I said, we're using molds today. And so in these molds, you can either use fondant or you can use chocolate. But since we already have chocolate and we're gonna have so much chocolate left over, we're just gonna use the chocolate. So I wanna put little baby footprints on one of them, and then we're gonna put like a picture frame on the other, and then we're gonna fill up the inside with like sprinkles and pearls. I'll show you. So just fill up the mold. And then one of them will do drizzle. So we'll do 3 different designs on them. Okay, so just tap it. Make sure you get all the air bubbles out. And that's it. And we're gonna paint these decorations gold, so it doesn't matter. We could have used the blue or the white chocolate. Okay, just gonna clean it up a little bit. And again, we're gonna tap it to get all the air bubbles out. And then now I'm just gonna put these in the refrigerator and they'll harden up in about 5 minutes. Okay, so now they're back out of the fridge, and we're gonna put another layer of chocolate in each one of them. And at this point, it doesn't matter what colors, because this is gonna be an inside layer. So if you wanna put all white or all blue as the second coat, you can, because you won't be able to see it because it'll be on the inside. So you don't have to try to duplicate that same design for the second layer, because you won't be able to see it. We could just do it all white or all blue. And so now we can just kind of swirl it all around. Make sure you go up the sides. Just making sure I get the sides. And see, now we have a second coat. And since the bottom layer is already hardened, you don't even have to put it back in the fridge. I know we put them back in the fridge on the first video, but you don't have to, because the Rice Krispie is gonna sit right inside of them. Okay, so now we're gonna sit those Rice Krispies in there. And just push them down. And I just think these are such a good alternative to the regular, Rice Krispies that everybody does with the straws in them. Now I see people doing them in the soap molds, which are really cute. And so I know everybody's trying to come up with new ideas, because new ideas to put on their cake and dessert tables, because people are kind of tired of seeing the same things over and over. So these will be a great addition to any event, and they're so quick and easy to make. So now we're gonna go in and put the sticks. And like I said, since we already put that hole in, it was easy to push in. It went straight into the hole that we already put in it. It would have been harder to do that if we didn't already put that hole in there. Get straight into the hole. Okay, now we have our sticks in there. They're nice and flat. Now we're gonna go back in with the chocolate. And we're just gonna fill in all the holes. And like I said, with these, you can pick whatever color you want on the bottom. Since it's marble, we're just gonna do the bottom of both of these white. Okay, so now we're gonna tap because we want to get all the air bubbles out, and you'll see where it sinks down. So you have an air bubble there, and you have an air bubble there, and we have an air bubble there. So we're gonna fill those in. And we're gonna tap, tap, tap. Then we're just gonna clean them up. Just be careful cleaning them up. You don't have to worry about trying to get them perfect because we can always clean them up after the fact. But just try to get them clean as possible. I think we're good to go. And now these are gonna go into the fridge for 10 minutes and then we'll be back. So now they're back out of the fridge and they've hardened up, and now it's time to take them out. Okay, so the way you take them out is you peel it back. You peel it almost all the way down, and then you push the stick up and then gently pull it out. You see that? Okay, so peel it back. Peel it almost all the way out, and then just use your thumb to push the stick up. And there's our marble one. How cute is that? And then you peel it back, push it almost all the way up with your thumb, and pull it out. There you go. Okay, so these are our 3 different designs. And so, okay, and so as you can see, we have a little extra chocolate around the edge. We're just gonna use some sharp kitchen scissors. And we're just going to trim it off. And there we have that one. And then we have that one. And we have all three. Okay, so now our designs are out of the freezer. And so we're gonna do the same thing, the refrigerator. You're just gonna pull it back and they just pop out. The cutest little baby footprints. And then we have a frame, kind of gently, because we don't want to break this. So we're gonna peel around the sides to kind of loosen. Oh, see, I cracked it. I cracked it. It's okay. Because it's chocolate, so we can fix it. I'm gonna just paint it. Okay, so yeah, I cracked it. But we're gonna be able to fix it. So, like I said, we're gonna paint these gold. So I'm gonna use my gold luster. And I have a little bit of vodka. Just put a drop of vodka. And that's gonna give us our gold paint. And then we're just gonna paint these gold. You can do this with silver. You can do it with rose gold. You can do them glittery. You can do whatever you want, but we're just gonna do gold today. Make sure you get all around the sides from every angle. I'm gonna do the same thing with the picture frame. Just gonna put a little bit more vodka. Make sure you get the sides. If you have an airbrush machine, you can airbrush these gold as well, or any color you want. Honestly, whatever you want to do. Okay, so we painted it gold. These take about 10 minutes to dry. And then we're gonna use chocolate to stick them onto our Rice Krispie treats. And that's how they came out. Okay, so first, we're going to go in with a smaller brush and we're gonna use some of the gold and we're gonna trace the lines between the blue and the white. Like that. It gives it more of an elegant look because before it looked kind of like spots, or like this would be cute if you were doing like a cow design because you could do it black and white, but when you add the gold it takes it up just a bit, makes it a little bit more elegant looking. And there we have it. How nice does that look? Okay, so for the next one, I think we should put the picture frame on this one, and then we'll put the baby feet on this one. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna use chocolate to stick them together. So I think we should put 1 foot higher than the other. Just put a dab of chocolate. And then we'll put 1 foot. I think I want to put a little bit more chocolate. They are bigger than what I thought. And then we're gonna put the other foot like that. How cute, right? Okay, so for the last one, we're gonna do the picture frame. So remember, we broke the picture frame, so we're gonna have to get creative with this one. Like I said, this one is intermediate. Okay, so we're gonna have to do it piece by piece. So first, let's get the bottom on there. Okay, so we got the bottom. Next piece. We can kind of see to judge. Got the second piece on there. And then the last piece. So see, we kind of puzzled it back together. And I'm gonna just use the gold to cover up the spots that I touched. Bam, how cute is that? So we're actually gonna fill in the middle with pearls. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna fill it in with pearls. So we're gonna take a little bit of chocolate. And we're just gonna spread it around. Okay, so we spread it around to fill the inside. And we're just gonna drop some pearls in there. Try to get a nice even layer. If you have any extra, you can just and so once you get them in there, that's how it looks with the pearls on the inside. How freaking cute is that, right? So adorable. Okay, so I think we're gonna even take the one with the footprints. We're gonna take it up a notch too. We're gonna use some edible gold leaf, which comes like this. You can get this from Hobby Lobby, Amazon, Cake Supply Store. And so we literally just gonna take little pieces of it. And it'll just stick to whatever you put it to. You don't have to add anything. And you want to alternate with bigger pieces and little pieces. And there we have it. How cute, right? And so, these are our finished products. Adorable, right? And they were easy. You can make these. You definitely can make these. I believe in you. You can make these.
A sweet, 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 sweet life.